Trying ourselves a little bit of whiskey. Not bourbon, whiskey. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. All bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbons. That's how it goes. A bourbon has to be 51% corn and follow a whole series of rules. You can find those rules in our book, Let's Go Bourbon, by the way. It's available at Amazon.com, wherever fine books are sold. This is a whiskey, oddly enough, called a North American whiskey from Fraser and Thompson. That is the brand, Fraser and Thompson. This is a North American whiskey. This is made out of Bardstown, Kentucky, and it's owned by Michael Bublé, the singer, the songwriter.
I love all of his
crooner.
Love all of his music. That song that he does,
right?
With the music in the background.
I like Bublé. Bublé's a guy you can hang with. Seems like a cool dude.
Didn't say I disliked him. I just can't name any Bublé songs.
You didn't sound like you liked him much. You didn't sound like you were like thankful he was making you some fine whiskey for you to try.
Fine. I like that one song he does, Hot Cross Buns.
Yeah, that's it. Give me the bottle right there. A standard bottle. I happen to like the label with the copper and the black here. This comes in at 84 proof. No applause because it's not 100 proof. Fingers Malloy would only applaud for things that are 100 proof. Again, not bourbon. This is whiskey. We usually see this as American whiskey. That's usually the way this comes up. First things first, Fingers Malloy. That is a very pale gold. As a pale gold color that this bourbon has, and a touch of viscosity. Here, there's the bottle. Take that.
Oh, thank you.
A touch of viscosity there. That's all I can really gather from it. Not the traditional bourbon look, right? Anything darker, amber, deep, rich coppers, things like that. Doesn't mean that it's going to be a problem. It's just, it's a different process altogether, and you're going to get a different result than you would get what you would normally consider a bourbon. Fingers Malloy is into the nose already on this. What say you, Fingers Malloy?
So there's a hint of spice, and I'm getting oak, but I'm not getting any like caramel or vanilla.
Well, so a couple things. We don't have an age statement here, right? Because again, not a bourbon. I also don't have a mash bill. I don't know what this comes. No, stop it.
61% corn.
That's not it.
Okay, I'm done.
There is a little bit of sweetness. There is a little bit of ethanol. To me, that hits right off the bat on this. I definitely get that. I don't know if it's necessarily inviting, but it's not bad. It's a fine nose. A little underdeveloped, maybe is the way I would say it. But I do get a sweetness that I think you could put as caramel. I think you could put it there. That would be my take on the nose. But schmelling. Fingers Malloy, you ready for this?
Tony, I've been ready for this all week.
Fraser and Thompson whiskey is what we've got here. This comes from Michael Bublé. He's Canadian, eh? So Fingers Malloy is doing what's known as the Kentucky Chew, moving the juice around the palate, try and get a feel for it. I'm a believer in the 2 sips method. The first sip to set the taste buds, the second sip to really get an idea of where the flavors are. Fingers Malloy, what say you?
So that oak is there. It's, first of all, very little sting on the tongue, no real warmth in the chest. It's very nice sipping whiskey. That oak is there. I've seen people online talk about honey. I'm getting that a little bit on the palate, and there too on the finish. There, that spice hits you, and then there's, I'd say, a little bit, maybe caramel. I'm not getting hit with a lot of things, but what I'm getting hit with is pleasant.
All right, I'm going in. You're not getting hit with anything?
I said a little bit honey.
A little bit of honey.
Oak.
A
little bit of caramel.
A little bit of caramel.
And that spice.
Okay.
So there's 4 things. But nothing is like really punching in the face. It's a nice little blend of all of that.
All right.
And it's pleasant.
I'm going in. This is Fraser and Thompson. This is Michael Bublé and his crew going in.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing what we like to call the Saginaw Swish, the Memphis Munch. Taking a North American nip.
That is much more flavorful on the palate than the nose. The honey is a really good call. Butterscotch,
interesting,
is where I'm at. Really, like almost with an intensity. This is so. Yeah. Butterscotch is it. This is way sweeter than I ever would have possibly imagined.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Full tongue is almost like a syrupy coating. Oh, you're looking at me like I'm nuts.
Maybe that wonderful steak we had in the first hour is messing with my palate.
It's not. That's.
I think we're all in this, we're in the same place. The butterscotch is interesting.
Butterscotch and a little bit citrusy. I'm not gonna like the finish has a touch of heat. I see where you're getting a little bit of the oak. I'm overpowered by the sweet. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put a cube to this. Syrupy, sweet, candied orange. The finish is more candied orange. The palate is butterscotch. There's no spice. If you're
I was getting a little bit of spice. I'm not being well, I'm not saying you're being overwhelmed, but everything to me flows very nicely, but it's not, oh my goodness, this is almost like a dessert whiskey. It's very sweet. I'm not getting that.
It's almost brain freeze sweet.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazed. I can't, how do you, I don't, go back in.
Maybe it's the 3 honey buns I've had today.
Sheepers. By the way, you know that's true, right? You know he's had 3 honey buns today. That's definitely happened. Really?
There's a sweetness to it. Would I say, oh my goodness, this is like I'm just.
It's a Werther's original. It's a butterscotch. I don't even know Werther's is butterscotch. It's a butterscotch. I mean, that's just.
You're not old enough to know that.
I've read books. I've heard tale. The question, Fingers Malloy. This is from Fraser and Thompson. This is a North American whiskey. Is this in your liquor cabinet for $30 a bottle? $29.99.
Yes. I'd buy this.
I got to try it on a cube because right now, for just profile, I'm a no. This is overwhelmingly sweet.
Wow.
Right? This is, I think, like, as a basis for a hot toddy, this could work. This could work tremendously well.
With not as much honey in it.
But yeah, too much. I'm hoping a cube will bring that down.
Wow.
A little bit, but we will get into that. We will give that a try. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Don't forget Instagram, Eat Drink Smoke Podcast. Start following us over there. You should do that immediately, if not sooner. This is Eat Drink Smoke. If you haven't figured it out by now, neither Fingers Malloy nor I are from the South. It hasn't happened. What has happened is that Fingers Malloy just spilled his bourbon all over the table. God, that was funny. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. That is the first time in all the years we've done this that has ever happened. Leave it, dude. It's not anywhere near the equipment.
Well, I don't want to ruin your table.
Oh, please. Do you think I bought a new table when I got this table? I knew who I was dealing. You were grabbing the steak, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
He was going for the RB steak that we were trying. They're steak nuggets, and also they're not steak. It's brisket. And he's like, "Hey, Tony, I brought you steak." And I'm like, "Oh, I love steak. Wait, why is that a bag from Arby's?" And he's like, "Huh?" I was like, "No, that's not steak. If you want steak, you go to defiancebeef.com. Defiance Beef. Right there, Northern Indiana, they are the ones that you can order a quarter cow, a half cow, the whole cow, Butchered to your specifications. Everything is aged 21 days, so you get the tenderness, you get the flavor. It just is so wonderfully, perfectly balanced, whether it's the strip, whether it's the ribeye, the fillets, the brisket, all of it, the ground beef, and you decide what you want. I went through the cut sheet with the butcher. I have so many good steaks coming my way. I cannot wait. Cuts I didn't even know existed. Stew meat, all sorts of stuff. Cannot wait to make that all happen. That's right, stew meat. It was part of the cow.
Nuggets?
I could make them. I could make them. There's no actual nugget part of the cow. I hate to break it to you. But if it came from Defiance Beef, I would eat it. Use promo code EatDrinkSmoke to get $150 off your order. DefianceBeef.com. Everything cut to your specifications, then frozen, cryovac frozen, and sent to you. You want to go to DefianceBeef.com. Promo code EatDrinkSmoke. Get $150 off your order. DefianceBeef.com.
So good it'll make you spill your whiskey.
So good it'll make you spill your whiskey. That's a dang good tagline right there. DefianceBeef.com. But we're not from the South, Fingers Malloy.
No.
Right? But
although some people call you the Southern Dandy.
Those people are special. These are 12 beverages, according to Southern Living, that define the South. Now, I have not seen the list yet, Fingers Malloy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bet that the mint julep is on there.
Okay.
I'm going to bet that the whiskey sour is on there.
Sweet tea.
A sweet tea is definitively on there. That's number one. Sweet tea.
There you go.
Number one on
Do you like sweet tea?
No, I don't like tea at all. Tea is disgusting.
Really?
Tea is awful.
Wow.
Now, everybody who drinks it are kidding themselves. And I know that I am now insulting the British Empire and the subcontinent. I'm okay with that.
And all of our Southern listeners, why do you hate the South, Tony?
I love the South and the people. Grits, mwah! Perfection. Tea, not so much.
You're telling me you don't like an Arnold Palmer, the old lemonade and the tea?
No, I'll have lemonade, thank you. I don't need to ruin my lemonade.
Wow.
Right? Why not just urinate in my lemonade?
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Wait till I tell Arnold Palmer you said that.
What?
Exactly.
Also now they've got bourbon on the list. No. You don't. Do you think of bourbon as Southern? Bourbon is the American drink.
Kentucky,
think of it as
baby.
America.
Kentucky, that's South.
I guess I don't visualize it like that.
No?
Nah. I don't.
You combine the sweet tea with the bourbon, and now you're cooking. A little bourbon with the sweet tea? No?
God, no. Why would I do that to my bourbon? I don't understand you.
Okay, let me.
I think other people can have it. That's fine. They should have it. Other people.
You have seen me casino gaming.
I sure have.
Every 10 seconds, I need to take a sip of something.
Jack and Coke.
Yes, I usually do the Jack and Coke. Because if I just order myself a free bourbon that comes while I win dozens of dollars playing video poker, I will go through that bourbon in 4 seconds.
Right.
And, 4 or 5 bourbons later, you're carrying me out of the joint.
So what does that have to do with anything?
So sometimes you're thinking to yourself, this is a night. This is a full night of drinking. You need to have a mixer. You can't. It's got to slow things down a little bit. So no, would I normally mix sweet tea and bourbon together? Probably not. But since we're just having a conversation here, if you had some sweet tea and some bourbon, I'd drink it for Eat Drink Smoke Nation.
Well, I think you should make that video and share it with them.
Okay, I'll do
that. And I should be nowhere in the room.
Oh, it's
Coca-Cola. Southern drink. I mean, when you get down to Georgia, you order a Coke. What kind? And then you tell them what you want. Like everything's a Coke. Coke is soda in parts of the South. Absolutely.
And you need to know that ahead of time because you need to be warned. Because if you walk into a diner and they ask you what kind of Coke, you're thinking, oh, cherry Coke, Diet Coke? No. Right. Do you want Dr. Pepper Coke? Do you want the Pepsi Coke?
Dr. Pepper's also on the list. That is absolutely...
That is like a huge Texas thing. And I didn't know that until we have some friends from Texas and they're like, pry Dr. Pepper out of my dead hand. Try to. You're not going to be able to.
Yeah, it's another one of those drinks which it's not for me.
Fingers Malloy Sr.
Ah, good man.
Never had a Dr. Pepper in his entire life. 87 years old. And now I feel like it's a sense of pride because I've tried. Why don't you have one Dr. Pepper? No, never had one. It's like, I don't understand. You know, we're not going to get some prize at the end. And you go up to the pearly gates. Oh, you get in the express line. You've never had a Dr. Pepper.
You don't know that.
You know what? I don't know that.
You don't know that at all. And
Touché.
now, Arnold Palmer is on the list of Southern drinks. It makes perfect sense. The mint julep. Said so. Talk about Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby. There was no question. Sazerac. Now, they're not talking about Sazerac rye. They're talking about the cocktail that is made with rye. This is New Orleans. You've got the bitters. You've got the absinthe. The Sazerac, we've discussed this before. That's the drink. That's not the first mixed drink. Right? Who would know? But it's one of those drinks that is like American legend, American institution, and it's a rye-based drink. A Sazerac is good. Now, I'm not an old-fashioned guy. I'm not a Manhattan guy. These are not my things. They never have been. But I have a respect for the thing. Like, I get why people like old fashions. I know it's not for me, but I absolutely get it. And there really is a difference because I'll try things. When someone does it right, when it's a good old fashioned, right? Yeah. Like you could so recognize how above the other stuff you've had it is. When you hit that moment, you're like, yep, that's for me.
I wish I were more into making cocktails at home than I am.
Does it take too much time?
Yeah, it's like I'll just pour the bourbon and drink it right out of the glass. I don't want to put a lot of
the glass.
Yeah, right. I don't want to monkey with it too much.
Out of the glass.
But then once I go to a place, we've been to places before where they have the specialty old fashioned or Manhattan. It's like, oh, that sounds good. And then I think to myself afterwards, why don't I have more of these? It's because it takes work.
Yeah, it takes a whole 7 minutes.
Yes, and who needs that? Who has the time?
That's why I don't put anything in my lemonade.
There it is.
Also, tea is gross. Tea, drink, smoke. Eat, drink, smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. Tony Katz, Fingers Malloy. Find everything. All of it at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. We are smoking the Bricktoberfest. This is the Bricktoberfest from J.C. Newman, the Brick House 2025. They do it every year as a special release. That Ecuadorian Havana Rosado wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and the filler. 7 3/4 inch by a 48. And $12 all day, every day. No question.
Ridiculous value from this cigar. I've had to touch it up a couple of times, but other than that, it's been pretty maintenance free. That spice is kind of subdued for me as I've moved into the second third of the smoke, but that wood note is still there. That kind of cashew note is there as well. It's just, for $12.
I almost want to say there's something a touch herbal going on in a very, very good way. No, I like it. I like it a lot. $12, unquestionable that this should be in the humidor. It's a special release once a year. So if you can find the box of 10, get the box. Share it with friends. Do whatever it is you're going to do with it. Really a fan here of what J.C. Newman has done. Drew, fine work. Fine work indeed. And we are drinking this right here is Fraser and Thompson. Michael Bublé, one of the proprietors here. This is a North American whiskey, so not a bourbon, not American whiskey. He's Canadian, so they're calling it North American whiskey. This, to me, was outrageously sweet, 84 proof, butterscotch note, really a light honey kind of color, but a butterscotch, almost overly sweet, a little bit of orange zest, almost candied orange on the finish is what I got. You did not get that, Fingers Malloy.
I was not overwhelmed by the sweetness that you're talking about. I got some honey, that oak is there, maybe some caramel, and a little bit of spice, and they all, to me, kind of melded together nicely. Not one note overwhelming another or anything like that. I thoroughly enjoy it, and especially at that price point, $29.99. It's in my liquor cabinet.
But I had to try it on a cube. I had to see where it was going to be, how this was going to work, because it was just too sweet for me. Way too sweet for me. As a neat drink, I couldn't have it even at $29.99. It wouldn't be in my liquor cabinet because of the sweetness. So I added a cube. So ice, water, it brings down proof. Some flavors become more pronounced, some more muted. It kind of opens up the bourbon or the whiskey. Fingers just added a little bit of water to his. I'm going in.
Oh, he's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He is making a second attempt at
it cut the. So now there's some spice. It absolutely cut the sweetness. Now it's just sweet. But still that finish is, oh my God. Yeah, that finish is still sweet. And there's a little bit of heat center chest.
Oh, he's going back in. At least you're giving it you're giving it a chance.
Yeah, there's a little bit of oak now on the finish. Okay. I can appreciate that is not my flavor profile. But I could really appreciate that is someone's flavor profile. And I would be curious. We need to take this to bartender Brian and see how he makes old fashions out of this. To me, so there's this big butterscotch and this big candied orange finish. I'd be curious to what an old fashioned would look like with the Fraser and Thompson. It's much better on a cube. It's got more complexity. The sweetness is brought down, but still, it's more sweet than I like. I would want more oak. You added a little bit of water to yours, Fingers Malloy. What say you? He's going in. He's doing the sip right there. And enchilada?
Marzipan.
Nice.
To me, it brought out a little bit more of the oak, and the rest of the notes are kind of the same. All I can say to you, Tony, is if you're drinking this, you think to yourself, it's a beautiful day. I'm feeling good. And if it's around the holidays, you'd have a holly jolly Christmas.
He went full Bublé. Full Bublé.
So listen, to me, this is a value question, right? This is an enjoyable drink.
Yep.
Under $30 a bottle. To me, those are the reasons why they would be in my liquor cabinet. This would be my liquor cabinet. Now, would this be an everyday drinker for me? No, it wouldn't be. But I'd be glad that it's in the liquor cabinet. I would be happy to serve it to my guests and drink it myself. I think that this may be something for people if they aren't a whiskey drinker. It would still be palatable because you're saying that it may hit them as sweet as it's hitting you.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be a little bit more acceptable to a table that may not necessarily say, okay, I want some whiskey. I think for under $30 a bottle, it's in my liquor cabinet.
I can appreciate that you'd go that direction, but it's time, Fingers Malloy, for news of the week.
Well, Tony, we talked about it in the first hour that the government is shut down, and because it is shut down, there wasn't a jobs report.
Correct.
That was released, but Monster.com.
Monster's still a thing?
Apparently.
Wow.
Because I saw the press release. They came out with their third quarter 2025 job market report.
Right.
And they went through, in their minds, the 10 hottest jobs that are out there right now if you're a job seeker. And
Eat, Drink, Smoke radio host?
Are we having a meeting afterwards?
No.
Oh,
I just assume it's a hot job.
Oh, no, it's not. But there are actually a few surprising things on the list.
Okay.
Number 10 is customer service representative. Particularly,
really?
They're looking for people with bilingual skills, and you have the opportunity to work from home. But we've heard so much about AI taking over some of these jobs. Specifically, so much of this it can be done now via chat,
right,
online, which I did last week when I was canceling my homeowner's insurance at the old house. Did that over chat. You wondered how much of an impact AI would have on industries like customer service, but yet it's on the list here. A lot of the
By
stuff.
the way, that whole chat thing sucks to high heaven.
You think?
Oh, God, it's terrible.
Why?
I want to talk to people.
Why?
Because I want to talk to people.
No, you don't. No, The problem with this world today, Tony, and I'm going to quote the great Homer Simpson, communication. Too much communication. That's the problem that we have today. People not talking enough. That's the future, and that's where we should be headed. Nobody talking. That's being terrible. Angry, sitting alone, listening to Eat, Drink, Smoke, hoping that it makes them feel better.
Well, that part, it will. We'll make you feel better.
Some of these things are not surprising. Delivery driver, number 7.
Yeah, I can see that.
Although we did a story last week where they're starting to bring the delivery bots in.
Yeah, but it's not going to last. They're all going to end up in a river somewhere.
No, they're going to take over the planet is what they're going to do.
They're going to be footrests.
Sales rep.
Well, you always need that. Someone's got to go sell the good.
Yeah. So much of this, and we're going to get to the healthcare stuff, is, whether it's product delivery, product sales, or, one thing that seems to be a common theme and has been for some time is there is a great shortage of truck drivers.
Yeah, and so there's this big thought process about the truck driving world being automated and driverless and all that. That's not going to be there for a good long time. So how are you going to get things from point A to point B without the truck driver? It's just a necessity.
That scares the living heck
out of me. It should. It is scary.
Big rig going down the road with no driver. That sounds terrible.
You're asking me to trust Elon too much. I nice guy, I'm sure. Look forward to hanging out with him. But trust the driverless big rig. I don't trust the driverless car.
No. Number 2, physical therapist. As we have an aging population, more people have to go to physical.
Makes perfect sense.
And number 1, going again with the aging population, registered nurse.
Yeah, our shortage of nurses is real and problematic and as a matter of just national security. I'm not kidding. Like that needs to be addressed. That needs to be handled, and we need to think incentive based. I think on that.
And I don't want a registered nurse robot.
No, not after the first time. Eat, Drink, Smoke. They say what is old is new again.
I read that in a Hallmark card.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. I thought you would have read that in Boy's Life.
Either that or a bumper sticker.
Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is America's favorite amateur drinker, Fingers Malloy. Oh, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. On Facebook, Eat, Drink, Smoke. And on the Twitter X, Go Eat, Drink, Smoke. You should get that done immediately. Gen Z is a unique generation. On one hand, they seem to have rejected the insanity of millennials that were hyper-political all the time. And they're like, you know what? Can we just live our lives? And they're rather health-conscious people. On the downside, they don't seem to do much dating. They don't seem to do much togetherness things, if you know what I mean, like about togetherness things.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean by togetherness things? That's a serious issue. It's a serious problem in terms of relationships. But going back to something that's interesting, they seem to have an appreciation or a desire for things not to be handed to them. Like there's a reason that some things of yesteryear were cooler and better. And so it's a list here. We do love a list at Eat, Drink, Smoke. From yourtango.com. 7 once forgotten 90s relics making a comeback with Gen Z. And you were just talking about your youngest wanting a camera, an actual true camera. And it's crazy because that happened with us like 2 months ago. My youngest wanted an actual camera, digital camera, but not the phone, wanted an actual camera.
Yeah, the debate, her internal debate was between a digital camera, which I would argue to her unsuccessfully, was you already have one on your phone.
Right.
And that may as well have been Charlie Brown's teacher going, want. Or
did you have to explain to her what Charlie Brown was?
No, I did not. I have Charlie Brown Christmas on a loop at the house.
Smart.
She was going back and forth between the digital camera and a Polaroid. And at that point, I thought I was just being punked. Like, why would you want a Polaroid? They're very popular right now with kids. Yeah. It's unreal. Film, Tony. To buy film.
Try and get them to understand what it took to develop film. The dark room, the red light, the smell of the chemicals.
Wait. You You developed your own film?
Sure. Not always. In high school.
Did you really?
There was a film class, absolutely. You never did that?
I mean, maybe once in film class, but
yeah.
When I worked for the high school newspaper, when I was on the lunchroom beat.
Were you on the lunchroom beat?
Yes. Cinnamon rolls, 20% off.
Sloppy Joes or silent killers?
Stop the presses.
Byline by Fingers Malloy. Dateline Saginaw. The word on the street is that Josie behind the lunch counter is trying to kill the 7-year-olds.
It's like you were there. It's like you were there. But no, you went to the photo mat or the pharmacy to have your pictures developed.
You went to the hut. It was a small hut with one person in it and had 2 drive-through sides, and you drop off your film, and then like I don't know, somewhere between 6 and 133 days later, you got your film back with the photos, and usually they were in triplicate, and none of them were actually what you wanted. And
everybody had a red eye. At least one,
sure.
Probably 2. But you were excited. That's the one thing that kids are missing out on. Well, one of many things. The anticipation of going to pick up those photos instead of just clicking it and immediately looking at it on your phone.
Because you lose it. And everybody who goes to a concert and is recording the whole concert, you just watch it on TV. What are you doing?
I don't
experience the damn show.
I used to do that, and there are times I will still videotape a clip of the concert. But then I started to realize over, a decade of having a smartphone in my pocket, how many times do you really revisit those videos?
0. Yeah. Absolutely 0. Is the answer.
Yeah. But I was amazed that, you and I, before we started the segment, we're talking about how both of our kids wanted digital cameras.
One of the other things on this list is a flip phone. Now, there's a really interesting tie-in here that social media usage is starting to decline. We talked about doom scrolling earlier. Social media, and Fingers Malloy, if you did not know, as a pastime, monitors social media outrage.
Social media outrage!
And that's all it is. It is a cesspool. It is ridiculous. It can only make you sad. It can only make you sick. And kids are like, yeah, I don't need this in my life. Give me my group on Snapchat. Give me some Instagram where I see some pictures, and I'm done. I don't need the rest. I am making the move to not look at my smartphone on weekends. I'm out. I'm done. I need it for the work that I do in radio. But I don't need to have a weekend where I'm tempted to click on Twitter and see what's what. So I am getting a flip phone. I had already made this decision. I didn't see this list. And I'm going to utilize that on weekends. You want to call me? You can call me. I can still get a text message. But no. Or I'm going to get a different smartphone that has no apps on it whatsoever.
You know what would be interesting?
I know that sounds crazy. Why don't you just not look at the app? But the temptation's there. I'm just removing the temptation.
It would be interesting if they could somehow develop, and maybe it's out there, and I'm going to sound ridiculous proposing this, to be able to tie a flip phone into your smartphone to where it's the same number, the same telephone number, but you can leave the smartphone behind, but just have your flip phone, and the call, would go immediately to your flip phone instead of having to do some call forwarding or all that other stuff that you back in the day.
Right.
Because that would be a great idea. Like you say, you have 2 of the phones on one number so people aren't, I got to call on the other number on the weekend and all that stuff.
I think people are going to listen to me and be like, Tony, that's crazy. Just don't look at the dang app. Just don't look at it. But I don't even want it there. I want to have this very proactive separation in these parts of my life because I want more of my downtime to be family focused or other focused.
But
I just don't want it there.
But you're right. I'm just showing Tony my phone right now. And you just think about the number of apps.
Oh my God.
That you acquire.
What is that? He's on page 13.
Yeah.
13 pages of apps?
Absolutely. You don't know when you're going to need the Texas Roadhouse app or the
1.
Yeah.
2.
Uh-huh.
There's half of 1. That's
it. But you've made folders out of stuff.
Yeah, I do have some folders, but
no, mine's all.
Oh, everything's out there?
Yeah, everything's out there. Who needs organization?
That is nuts.
That's for suckers. But that's the problem, right? Is it's not just social media; it's the other stuff that you can get involved with. Geez, I spend way too much time on the Amazon app shopping for things that I don't really need, but it's right there. Right. It's like, well, I got to reach and grab my phone and look at it for something.
One of the other things on the list I don't understand, and that's a landline. For what? You want the cord and all twisted and knotted up?
There was a time in my life when I was a teenager where, we're talking the 80s where cordless phones really exploded, yes. Where I wanted the landline. I didn't want a cordless phone because Mother Malloy discovered that she could tune in a certain place on the radio and be able to pick up cordless phone conversations. And then she's listening to her teenage son say things that would break her heart.
No.
Well, one day she had the radio up a little too loud, and then I could hear myself talking through the phone in the other room. And that's when that's the end of that, and switched over to a landline.
I often think I had the very strange upbringing. That's...
Oh, I have a hunch.
Wow.
I would be very curious to know Gen Xers who know that their mother or dad that's more of a mom thing. Listening in on phone conversations.
Jeepers. Fingers at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Prepare to be flooded. This is the Fraser and Thompson. That is the North American whiskey, $29.99 a bottle. It's sweet, but Fingers is a yes. Fingers is all in for it right there. And this, the Bricktoberfest from J.C. Newman. It's their brick house. Bricktoberfest comes out once a year, 7 3/4 by 48. And this cigar it's excellent. $12 a stick. Absolutely no question. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Catch you soon. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram at Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.